So today I wanted to talk about relationships. I know you're probably thinking, well, this is a self-love thing. So if it's self-love, then what do relationships have to do with it? Well, what I'm finding after this glorious weekend, filled with lots of time spent with lots of different loved ones, different friends, different circles and groups of people, I realized that in loving myself to know what I want, to be honest about that, to be honest about myself and let people in and really just speak from my heart and share myself. That has helped for me to have magnificent relationships. Now, for some of you out there who maybe think that it's hard to have real friends, true friends that will support you, that will listen to you, that will care about you, that will be present with you or show up. I understand this because I had this feeling too. I used to think that real friendships really just didn't exist. I used to feel that people would be around to maybe have a good time, or it was on the surface, but if you really needed them, that really they wouldn't be there. And I've done a lot of work and growth in that area. But really what I'm realizing is that a lot of the goodness that has come has really started out with me. You see, it wasn't ever needing to just find better friends, new friends. And don't get me wrong, my friends have changed. I know some people that have lifelong friendships, and I think that that is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But for me, my friendships have changed over the years. My relationships have changed over the years. I find that as I change, the people that I attract, the people that are around me, the people that end up spending time with me, they change too. Meaning it's different people, different relationships, different interests. And so even though there are people that I know from years ago, people that I still may be in contact from time to time, I still love them very much, they're not part of my everyday. And that's fine. So self-love in regards to relationships has been about speaking my truth, meaning being honest with my feelings, with my desires, with what I want, with what I expect, and opening myself to listen, opening myself to trust and be present in the moment. It's been about loving myself really ultimately to take the stand for what I care about, for what I want, for what I believe in, and to really, really be a stand for that. So let me give you some examples, okay? So as I started to work on myself, some of the things that would come up were, number one, I've never really been into gossip. Like, that's not my thing. I'm not going to lie to you when it comes to like, oh, do I take a look at Us Weekly? Yes, I do. And I know that's a gossip magazine. So in one aspect, the truth of the matter is that I guess I am into gossip because celebrity stuff, I'll read about it. But when it comes to gossiping about people that I know, or spreading rumors, or talking about people, or telling people's stories, or that's not really my thing. But complaining or being around people that complain a lot or things of that nature, I started to realize as I worked on myself that I didn't want that I didn't like that. I didn't want to be around or be the type of person that would complain, that would make everything a problem, that would talk all about negative things. And as I worked on that, as I worked on myself, it just so happened that I started to attract others that were also speaking positively, that were also not interested in speaking about other people, that were also not interested in making a big deal out of simple things in a negative way, and on and on and on. So this has been a really, really cool development. Another thing is that My time has usually been really focused on the commitments that I had for my family, my marriage, and then my work. And so I wouldn't really make the time to go out of my way for people that I felt were outside of like my immediate circle. And I grew into realizing that I was cutting myself off from being a part of a good relationship when it came to external friends and things of that nature. That I was the one who wasn't showing up, that I was the one who wasn't making myself available. And so self-love for me has been to change those patterns and change those habits so that I do show up for people. I do make myself accountable and present for their things. I do volunteer and be a part of people's things, and I do listen and I do put myself out there. And I know some people that are, because there are people that really focus on others. I've done this for my family, I've done this in relationships, and it doesn't feel like self-love would be a part of this. And if I could just share with you that the times that I have, now that I've had time to reflect and to realize, the times that I have focused all my energy on others, it also had to do with something that I was believing in myself. And to be really real with you, like for instance, a big one for me was that if I didn't give and give and give and give, then people wouldn't stick around. People wouldn't be there with me. That I had to earn it with people. And so I had to, so that's just my thing. I'm not projecting it on anyone else, but I certainly had that belief. And so it's a whole different ball game when you're really loving yourself and feeling good and calm and peaceful and whole and complete in yourself. And you're meeting people from that place, meaning meeting them where they're at in conversation, outer locations, just heart to heart, and you're coming from a place of wholeness. And so this weekend, being able to celebrate with a friend for his birthday on Friday night, after going to a movie with a group of loved ones at our church on Friday evening, and then Saturday being able to spend time with loved ones in the morning for support and camaraderie and communication, and then Saturday night having a friend's birthday party, and then today spending more time with another group of people to love up and communicate and support each other. And it's been awesome. And I feel very rich and blessed and happy and grateful for every person that is in my life. Grateful for you that is watching. I'm grateful. And yet I realize that all those outer things, all those outer relationships have come from me loving myself. And so have relationships changed along the way? Yes. Have I had to walk away from people and from things, from situations, relationships that didn't serve? Yes. Have I had to sometimes have difficult conversations, meaning difficult because it was hard for me to say, or I didn't, of course, we never want to hurt anybody, but I just felt something inside I got to get out and I have to just be clear. Yes. But loving myself and standing for love means that I do those things and I live authentically and I share authentically. And I do that in the most loving way that I can. Sometimes I still falter and it doesn't come out in the ideal way, but love is always my intention. And so self-love for me today, the reflection I'm having today, is how loving myself has filtered out into my relationships, has allowed me to have great friendships, has allowed me to have great understandings with my family. And Lord knows, I think we all have things with our families and sometimes we're just like, oh my gosh, do I belong in this family? Or maybe, things got along great, but then there's an argument and everyone's hurt, or, having great, loving, understanding relationships with family. Relationships. And self-love. Gosh, it really has made so many of my relationships really blossom. So, yes, it is Self-Love Day 28. I can't believe I have only 2 more to go before I complete this 30-day challenge. Time really has flown by for this. I am so appreciative for everything that I continue to receive, and it is my honor to share it and post it up here. I've had people talk to me about doing their own based on what I've shared, and I'm so honored and proud and inspired to just cheer anyone on who is going to embark on this themselves. There are tons of gifts in doing this, and it's wonderful. So be sure to comment, like, ask questions, share, post up. I'd love to hear from you, and I love to connect with everyone that does. I am Teemaree, and I can be found on teemaree.com. You could look that up, teemaree.com. It's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, here on Periscope, and that's actually my web address too. So yes, have a fantastic evening. Know that you are magnificent. You are magnificent. And I will see you tomorrow for day 29.